Hot off the presses, folks! Here's how you find a compatible co-writer.
Number 1, find people that you can spend a lot of time with and you don't get sick of.
It may seem obvious that you need to find somebody that you can spend a lot of time with, but that's why we made it number 1. It's super, super important. So, number 1, find somebody that you can spend a lot of time with.
Number 2, think about someone to write with that has similar taste in books and the genres that you read.
It could probably still work, right? If they read adult, but if, like, especially if you're going to write young adult or adult, like, that's really important. Like, if they never read young adult and that's what you want to write, so there needs to be somebody, it needs to be somebody that shares your love of the genre in which you want to write.
We love YA books.
Right. And we both read YA and we wanted to write YA. That's why this works. So figure out what genre and find somebody who also loves that genre.
Number 3, consider someone who has the same work ethic as you do.
When you're collaborating on something, you need somebody who's willing to put in as much effort as you are so that you can, there's not like resentment that builds up. There's not one person is getting burned out while the other person's still feeling fresh.
Kind of like Samwise Gamgee once said, share the load. You can't do it all on your own if you're going to co-write. And so if your co-writer is not sharing the load, then it's not going to work.
And I also think it could go in the opposite direction. Like maybe there's somebody that thinks it should just be work, work, work all the time, right? Weekends, holidays, and maybe that's not your vision of it. So you need to be on the same page as far as work ethic is concerned. I guess I'm Frodo.
Well, you're the one that's going to throw
I
the
guess
ring
you're
in the
Sam.
fire. I'm Sam.
You're the wise one.
I'm just boosting you from behind.
No, I'm not.
I will carry you up to the top of Mount Mordor.
I actually don't know that much about Lord of the Rings. This episode is sponsored by our 91st subscriber. We don't know who you are, but thanks.
This episode is brought to you by cats.
This episode is brought to you by Squishy Faces.
Number 4, consider someone you can talk to for hours.
Because you're going to have to talk, and you're going to need to talk, and you're going to, frankly, if you have a good co-writer, you're going to want to talk about your book for hours.
Sometimes we lose track of time while we're talking.
Sometimes. I would say the majority of the time that happens. So.
And you probably know that by now if you've stuck around for all of our videos. We enjoy a good talk. Find someone who you can hang out with a lot.
Yeah.
Number 5.
Find someone who has the same vision about where your writing is going. And they're able to set goals that you agree with and that make sense to you.
I know in our journey, we've set specific rules for our writing. If you've watched our Clean Steam video, you'll know. Here's a link to it. But you'll know what we write. And we decided that together, that we were going to write clean books for young adults.
Yeah. We didn't have to argue about that. And when we're writing, we don't have to say like, no, this isn't, there's no discrepancy. Like we write and we know where we're headed and it makes your job a whole lot easier.
Number 6.
Find someone who has the time to write the same amount as you do. For example, if you work full time and you find somebody who doesn't work at all, or if you're a single parent and you're co-writing with somebody who has support at home, the other person's going to have different time constraints. So it needs to be somebody that you know has the time to do this right now.
We both have part-time jobs, and we both have roughly the same amount of kids.
And stable homes,
and
right?
the same amount of husbands. So
we're from Utah.
You two can get more than one.
Why settle for one when you can have 5?
I am not the cleaner.
Next on TLC, brother husbands.
We both have the same lifestyle and the same things that are important to us. So it actually works out really well for us. So if you've stayed this long, then you know there are 6 ways that you can find a good co-writer.
At least that's how we found a good co-writer. So we figure if it works for us, it'll probably work for you. And if you don't like all those ideas, maybe just take a couple of them. It's a start.
Like and subscribe here. Check out our Instagram here. YouTube's nope. TikTok's down here. And like all teenagers, Facebook's way behind us. And in closing, we are going to ask Magic 8 Ball one of life's most important questions.
Pressing questions.
Are Emily and Nicole going to get a writing contract in the next 2 months? This is scary. It is... Oh, let's try that again.